Green Industry Hall of Fame Committee would like to congratulate all inductees for the 2015 event. We are very proud to show you this video. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to meet you. Good evening, I'm Tom Donnelly of the Valley Press. And to pass on reason, I have to tell you, congratulations for the recognition. I've been with the company for quite a few years myself, and I've seen a lot of names over the years as a member of this great industry and great request with all you've been honored previously. I get the honor tonight to honor someone that has been extremely important in our industry as well. And I'd like to share with you a perspective on the amazing career of who I consider to be an industry pioneer. Donald Brinikerhoff is a deserving honoree for so many reasons. Don's interest in agriculture and horticulture began in high school as he was growing up in the Amati area of Southern California. He entered Cal Poly in 1948 and earned dual bachelor degrees in agriculture and horticulture in 1952. Upon graduation, Don accepted a position as a designer and a salesman with the Armstrong Nursery Company. He developed his love for design in that bustling environment. My wife Jerry and I are sitting with Don and his family tonight, and Don's sharing some stories that if you get a chance, you have to stop by the table and talk to Don about some of the things that his young man is very, very impressive. For over 60 years, Don has continued to evolve as a landscape architect and a visionary designer with few, in my opinion, if any, peers in the profession of landscape architecture. A few pure highlights to help us understand this man who is driven to do the best and to be the best for his clients includes, and believing I'm barely scratching the surface of the accomplishments that Don is recognized for. He co-founded Don Brinkerhoff & Associates along with his wife Barbara in 1958. In 1968, he renamed the firm we had known for decades as Lifescapes International, with a logo we create gardens people love. And if we've been to those places, we truly love those gardens. He's registered as a landscape architect in California and Florida states. He's was recognized by the American Society of Landscape Architects as a fellow in 1998. Don pioneered the use of stamped concrete. He created the patterned concrete that we have all seen so many times today, working with Francis Sullivan, our remember correctly, right, Don? Yeah, one of the guys in our business. And Don's also created some words that today are part of the vernacular of what we do. The words hardscape, softscape have become part of what we say every day. Don introduced the idea of waterfalls and weirs, along with artificial rock work to add the serenity to all ranges of projects featuring streams. Don also pioneered the acceptance of preserved palms as an integral part of the interior landscapes by curving the steel to create the canopy effect. And if any of us have been in Haitian and Mirage Hotel, you know exactly what I mean. That's Don's creation there. About the firm. Lifescapes International is recognized for award-winning, innovative design based on the deep knowledge of plant materials and the elements of the design where the outcome is truly world class. To Don's credit, the tenure of his team at Lifescapes exceeds 15 years on average, and his executive senior leadership team has been with him for over 30 plus years each. A true testament to Don's skill as a leader and as a mentor and as a visionary for sharing the success of the people responsible for supporting your imagination, your creativity. Among his team here tonight are President Julie Brinkerhoff Jacobs, Senior Principal Diego Alessi, and Senior Principal Mike Myers. Congratulations to all of you for sharing this great honor. Over the years, Lifescapes International has been responsible for designing over 1,000 projects all over the world. The list is exhaustive, it's so extensive. In the last 30 years, Don and his Lifescapes team have become recognized as the premier landscape architectural designers of landscapes, hardscapes, and pool complexes in the world of casino resorts, including, as I mentioned already, the Mirage, Bellagio, and Encore in Las Vegas. And if you drive the strip in Las Vegas, it's literally the Lifescapes legacy there. The Borgata Resort in Atlantic City, and the Majestic Mansion in Beijing, and where I understand today, many other projects are either underway or completed in Asia. In addition to light casino work, for which the firm is so well known, Lifescapes has added other iconic projects in retail, such as the Grove in Los Angeles, and successful projects throughout the United States, in Istanbul, Turkey, and so many other destinations. Currently, and I got to share some pictures with Don and his team recently, Lifescapes is working in New York City with Tishman Spire on a project called the Channel Gardens installation at Rockefeller Center. Truly a magnificent garden. If you get a chance to Google it and check that out, you're amazed what you see there. Don's also working with his team at the Wynn New Resort in Boston, and again, many other projects around the United States and the world. One of the things I'm most impressed by is that as these projects took shape on the drawing boards in the offices of his clients, Don became a trusted partner and a consultant to developers such as Bob Cohen of the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills, Steve Wynn, of course, and I understand Don in 2016 we celebrated a 30-year anniversary relationship with Steve Wynn. A very impressive relationship over many years, a lot of wonderful work we've done with him. And of course, in Los Angeles, we all know about Rick Caruso, developer of the Grove and Americana brand and other projects in the city, which Don and his team were responsible for. In closing, I want to talk a few minutes about the family because I've become very close to the Brinkerhoffs. In 1950, Don and his wife Barbara got married and began what we know as, and certainly Jerry and I know as, the Brinkerhoff clan. Eventually settled in Orange County, and there's a long story how they got there. It's too long for me to tell you tonight, but if you get a chance to ask Don and Julie's sister, is still with you as well. Yeah, it's just an incredible story. Family grew from 3 sisters and 1 brother to the current family group. It includes 12 grandchildren and 17 great-grandchildren. You know what everybody's name, Don? Okay. I'm going to name 2, so I'm going to ask. Don and Barbara worked together at Life Stage for over 55 years in a partnership founded on Don's passion for great design and Barbara's deep knowledge of art materials, especially flower and art materials of all kind. Barbara's not here with us tonight, passed away last year after a great marriage. We miss her deeply. In closing, to know Don is to know an outgoing, straight-talking, in-your-face guy's guy. I'm proud to say I had the privilege to get to know Don through his relationship with my mentors and fellow honorees seriously, Bert Berber and Stuart Berber. To my wife, oh, so much to myself. Were they alive today, it would be they, not me, having the privilege to introduce our friend Don for this prestigious award. In their memory, I congratulate you on this well-deserved recognition, Don. Congratulations.
Yeah. Now work. Took it forward. You want to see what? Yeah. I think not only should be congratulated for the memory, nothing else. Fortunately, I'm still around. Most of the guys I grew up with are not. Bert and Stuart are gone. Bill Evans is gone. Garrett Ekbo is gone. Tommy Church is gone. Jocelyn Domla, who many of you may have heard of, is no longer with us. And unfortunately, on the 1st of December, we had to part company with Barbara, and Barbara and I were married forever. I was 19, going on 20, and Barbara was 11 months older than I. We had a wonderful time together, traveled all over the world, worked together on many projects, and one of the things that strikes me is that when I got back from Europe, because we took 2.5 years and went around the world with our 4 kids, which is a whole other story. We started, working on a project in Fullerton, which was based upon the little European courtyards and so forth. And Rogers Gardens at that time were really big and hanging baskets and flowers. I said, Barbara, I think you could do that. because I didn't want to bother. And so she took it over, and she became very proficient in the color and flower part of the business, where she would be selecting trees and all kinds of things. So it's been a privilege for me to work in this industry because, as Tom said, I graduated in 1952, but I didn't see how anybody could make a living in landscape. so I took a couple of years, and actually, you believe this, I was putting chlorinators in packing sheds so that the potatoes and cantaloupes and celery wouldn't rot on the way to market. It's amazing I didn't burn anything up and down. Electricity and me are not exactly compatible, but I could see that I had to get back into something I was trained for, and I went back to Cal Poly and met with Howard Bowles, who's been my professor in landscaping. I don't have a degree in landscape architecture, as was mentioned, but I started working in the industry as a canning crew member at 16 with the Monrovia Nursery Company in Monrovia at that time. And so my mother said, when I was graduating from high school, where the school that teaches the nursery business out here at that time in San Dimas, it's now in Pomona. At that time when I went there was 400 students, now there's 20,000. And I said, okay. And I got out there and I said, I don't really like the nursery business because you have to work 7 days a week and weekends and so forth. But I like the landscape design classes. So that's the direction I chose and went in. There's, like Tom said, it's a long story, which we could talk all night and I not fully explain it. But I'm very, very pleased for the recognition, and we are very anxious in our office of bringing people along and giving them opportunities to express themselves in their own particular way. We have guys that have been with me for 35 years, and kids that have been with me for 2 weeks. And so we try to bring people along and have them act as independently as possible. We don't want them to screw up, so we keep an eye on them, but at the same time, we don't want to inhibit them. And classic case of that is Diego, who's one of our top design talents. And as near as I can, I leave him alone, but not totally, because I want him to pull from his own depths of knowledge, because nobody achieves anything by themselves. And I've gotten a lot of credit tonight. Tom talked about these various projects we're involved in, and they're all team efforts. They have been on the average of 12 people on each project, and that's the only way you can get anything really good. We specialize, like we have some guys that just simply work on planning design, that's it. Other guys work on planning and hardscape design, and that's it. And we have other people who do field work. Mike, where's Mike? Mike's one of our project managers. And I'm very grateful to Julie, who's been at my side since birth, or on my back, depending on how you look at it. But Julie started with Lifescapes, 30 years ago or so, something like that. And it's tough having a kid work for you, because when push comes to shove, who gets to say? And there's always those instances. And Julie's figured out how to work it, so I think it's my idea. Anyway, thank you so much for being here, and I consider this honor to be shared with other members of the firm and all the people that have helped me and been various mentors. many of which I could name, and you wouldn't have known them anyway.